As always, I have placed a link in the description down below if you would like to look at this dashcam further or acquire one for yourself. First, I'll show you what you get inside of this box when you order one of these AKEEYO dashcams, and then I'll show you all of its features in the car, and finally I'll show you some test drive footage both at day and at night to see how well it actually performs. And here's what the AKEEYO 720-degree mirror dashcam looks like. Now this is a 12-inch LCD panel and is hidden behind this mirror. So when the panel is on, this is a full touchscreen, but when the panel is off, this works and looks like a regular mirror. Now the mirror does have square corners, which I think looks elegant, and is installed over the original mirror with the strap system. I'm simply gonna slide this on top of my original mirror, and then using one of the silicone straps, I can secure the LCD mirror to my original mirror, which is nice. That means the installation is fully reversible. And another interesting detail is that we only have a single cable coming out of the top of the dashcam. Most mirror dashcams have multiple cables that come out. Having a single cable, I think, is going to provide a cleaner installation or a cleaner look after installation. Now the cable splits into 3 different outputs. We have an input for GPS, an input for power, and an input for the rear camera. And this dashcam already comes with a 32GB memory card to get us started, but I suspect you're going to be able to select a larger memory card if you wanted to when ordering this dashcam, just like what we saw on the AKEEYO 360-degree camera that I reviewed previously. And in the bottom of the dashcam, we also have a power button for turning off and turning on the screen or turning off the dashcam entirely. And we also get a GPS antenna with a 3.5mm plug, and the back of the antenna has double-sided tape, so I can simply peel this and then stick this in the location of my choice. And here's what the rear camera looks like. It is capable of recording in full high definition, and AKEEYO says that they're using Sony IMX sensors. Now the camera is waterproof, so it could be mounted outside, typically by the license plate of the vehicle, or inside by the rear windshield. And they have included 2 ways of mounting the camera. We can use the double-sided tape, which gets placed here. I peel this and then I can stick this to the car, or I can use the included screws if I wanted to bolt this down. There is a little bracket that allows the camera to be tilted up and down to further control the angle. And to power up the dashcam, they have included the cigarette lighter adapter plug with a circular connector on the other end. And as you saw earlier, we get these 2 pairs of silicone straps in 2 different sizes to accommodate different mirror sizes. We get a microfiber cloth, but we also get a hardwire kit. Now if you're curious on how the hardwire kit works, I have already made a video covering that kit, so I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to see how this is connected. And as you can see, we are presented with the rear view of the vehicle, which is a massive wide angle view that we can further adjust by moving the screen up or down depending on where we want the camera to be pointed at. I like it somewhere here in the middle. Now this being a mirror dashcam, we do have the ability to change the views by going on here. If I click the front one right here, this shows me 3 views. It shows me the rear view, it shows me the cabin view, and it shows me the front view. Now you'll notice that it looks spherical because remember, this is a full 360 degrees towards the inside and 360 degrees towards the outside view. If I click this one more time, it magnifies that so you get rid of that spherical look, and you can see here the cabin view and the front view. It doesn't matter which view you are displaying, all the angles are being recorded at the same time. In this view, I have the front view and I have the rear view being displayed. Now, I'm not sure why you would want to drive like this, but you can if you wanted to. And you can also change it so it shows the rear view and the cabin view. And on the right hand side, we have the date and time, miles per hour, and we have a little compass. On the left hand side, we also have the date and time. I'm not sure why again, but we have it there. And we know we are recording by this little red blinking dot and the number of time that has lapsed. Well, now let's talk about the icons on the bottom. The very first one looks like a camera. If I click that, it takes a picture of whatever I am seeing. That's kind of nice if I just want to have a screenshot and if I don't really need video evidence of it. Now this one right here can stop the recording, which is convenient if for some reason you wanted to have no evidence of where you happen to be or going somewhere. And we can also resume the recording by clicking that record button one more time. Same thing with the microphone button. If we're having some kind of top circuit conversation, we can temporarily mute the audio and now we are only recording video. And we can resume the audio recording by clicking on that microphone button. Now, another feature that is really convenient on mirror dash cams is that some of them, like this one, support parking assist. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look what happens when I put the car into reverse. As you can see, we have now displayed grid lines or little parking guidelines, and you can see here that they line up with the curve, and that allows me to move the car back up safely so I don't hit anything. Also, you'll notice that the angle changed. Now, you do have the ability to choose where those lines fall by moving the camera up or down, and that will stay and be saved, so you always will see it shown, in this case, a little bit lower than the normal angle when you just happen to be driving without the car being on reverse. Now, in order for you to enable the grid lines, you do have to connect one optional red wire to the reversing tail lights of the vehicle to enable that functionality. But now let's look at the actual settings of this dash cam. As you can see, we can change some basic settings such as the brightness if you wanted to lower that if it was too bright for you. And we can also change how long it takes before the screen closes out or times out. You can set it to time out at 10 seconds, 30 seconds. The dash cam is still gonna record. This is gonna act like a regular mirror and nobody's gonna know that you're recording. However, I like to keep this screen on all the time, so I'm gonna put close on that. And this is also kind of interesting. AKEEYO uses the word close for off, and they use the word open for on. Now, parking mode is only gonna work if you have hardwired this dash cam. And if you turn it on without hardwiring the dash cam, you're not really gonna get any benefit out of it because the dash cam is not gonna have power when the car is off. Also, what's really interesting about this dash cam is the memory card size. This can accept a memory card as large as 256 gigabytes in size, which is tremendous. Most dash cams will top out at 128 gigabytes. But let's talk about the G sensor, and AKEEYO refers to that as gravity sensing. Now, this is a sensor that is going to detect when you get into a car crash or somebody hits your vehicle, and it's going to automatically flag the car because it felt that the car got jolted. Now, here we can set the sensitivity of that, and if I go too high on here, the dash cam may be triggered and thinking that I am crashing left to right with any little bump on the road. I primarily like low, but I recommend experimenting. This can vary from car to car. Now, the heads-up display mode, this actually just changes what is being displayed over here. I showed you how it showed the clock and the time, but if you don't really care for that, you could turn all that off. I like to have it on the default, which is the clock, speed, and the direction that I'm going. And we can also change whether we want the dashcam to start recording automatically. A lot of dashcams will not let you turn that off. They always want to start recording. In the AKEEYO, you are able to turn off automatic recording. We have not seen the 360 ability yet, and that is because this is going to play in 360 when we take it back into our computer and play back the image, and we're going to be able to move the camera around. So let's go take a look at some driving footage and let's test the performance of this dashcam. And here's the AKEEYO AKY-V720S, and at first glance it looks like a regular dashcam, but here's where the insanity begins. Just look at this. I'm gonna grab the center of the screen and I'm turning it with my mouse. Mind you, this was pre-recorded, and I'm able to move the camera around to see not only the rear of the vehicle, the side of the vehicle, the front of the vehicle, and then it looks even more intense when I can look up. So I can look up, I can look down. This is gonna be tremendously helpful for anybody that's trying to capture everything that is going on inside of your passenger compartment, specifically an Uber driver, or if you're just a driver who wants to have full coverage showing what happened or what led to an accident. And here's what the AKEEYO AKY-V720S dashcam looks at night. And we still have the same ability to move the camera around so we can see both to the left and we can see to the right, and we can see the interior of the vehicle, including, for some reason, if you wanted to see the roof and the bottom portion. Now, 360 video technology to this day does not support infrared lights, so there is no source of lights illuminating the cabin. However, we can still see the driver, and in case we were trying to monitor an unruly passenger, we have video to see what they were doing, and we also have audio to prove what they were telling us. But in my opinion, the biggest strength of 360-degree video is the ability to provide context. We can see not only the inside but the outside to show if any car was coming in our direction or was doing something funny, such as backing up into us, or what direction it came to us before it hit us. But now let's look at some video of the dedicated rear camera both at day and at night.
So if you have any other questions regarding the AKEEYO AKY-V720S dashcam, please put that in the comments down below. Remember, I've placed a link to the dashcam below if you want to look at it further. If you found any part of this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button to support the channel. And stay tuned as I have more dashcams and cool car gadgets coming up.